Let's do this.
Let her
All right,
buck.
we are here. It's me, Todd Springer, and the engineer, also known as three of the members of the Radio Mofo crew. And we had some leftovers from last week's advice segment, the Dear Mofo. So we're doing live advice once again. We're on the TikToks probably for the last time. I'm not sure, even though they just came on the news and basically said that they're gonna continue the ban, but they're not gonna enforce it. So anyway, Todd, um, you became a man yesterday. I understand. This is something else we got to discuss. We got a lot to go through today, actually. It's also International Fetish Day. So let's talk about how you became a man yesterday, Mr. Todd Springer.
I had a colonoscopy.
See,
All right.
you had a colonoscopy. My childhood was lost when Bob Euchre died, but you got a
Yeah.
camera up the ass. So
Yes, and many pictures to go with it.
yeah, thanks for those, you dickhead. But
I only sent you a couple, not all of them. Trust me, there's like a dozen. I had no
really,
idea the colon had so many like different sections and regions.
mine is in like 10 days. And what do I have to look forward to?
Um, yeah, as I told you, there's no don't trust any fart once you start taking the liquid cleanser shit, the Go Lightly or whatever the brand name is.
The big jug.
Because
I've got to pick
yes, the
mine up
big
today.
jug. Yeah, because you have to drink the first half in the evening, then you have to get up in the morning and finish it. And, I started drinking. It took about an hour before anything started moving, so nothing major.
Yeah.
But the next morning, when I had to get up at 4 a.m. to finish this stuff because my procedure was at 9. And yeah, don't trust a fart. And if you think you have weak sphincter muscles, don't do anything like sit like on the floor, do anywhere where it takes like a lot of core muscles to get you up,
Oh,
because that's when you start to realize is like, oh, that muscle connects to that muscle, and that one's feels a little shaky right now. Some people just sit in the toilet for like 2 hours. They'll like, my mom's like, get a bunch of magazines and just sit there. And I'm like, Ma, I can't sit there for 2 hours. My legs will fall asleep. Then I've got
yeah.
multiple problems.
Yeah, my back is shot, so I'm not looking forward to that. Engineer, have you had this done? Oh,
I haven't. I'm probably about 5 years away from having my first one. So
how are you younger than us?
it's my, fact that I live a hard life. I'm kind of like the Keith Richards of the group.
Yes. Yes. You've had many near-death experiences that you've waltzed away from.
Wow. So, and you also made acquaintances with a few nurses that had to be, they were taken, right?
Yeah, when people, they just make small talk to get you to relax. They're like, "Oh, what do you do?" I'm like, "I sell fine wine and craft spirits." They're like, "Oh." And the
So that
doctor's like,
line
"What
always
should,
works.
yeah, what should I be drinking?" And I'm like, "Well, what do you normally drink?" "Oh, stuff from Napa," which to me is my first red
Mm.
flag about this guy's got no taste whatsoever. Because he just thinks, "Oh, it must be American and expensive. That makes it good." I'm like, "No, I've had some overpriced shit from Napa."
Yeah.
So I usually tell him start looking for imports,
Interesting.
inexpensive stuff that's decent.
Interesting. Not Trader Joe's.
Oh fuck no! God, there was one gal was talking about getting this shitty wine from Aldi's. If something owl, and it's like
Winking
three
Owl.
bucks. Yeah, it's their version of $2 Chuck, and it's just garbage wine.
Huh.
It's for people that don't drink for the aesthetic pleasure of it. They just drink to get drunk. Much
I
like people
know.
that order,
Those are my people.
yeah, yeah, the people that come in for happy hour in a bar, they're just drinking like whatever the rail shit is.
Fleischmann's of wine is what you're saying.
Mr. Boston.
Oh.
Yeah,
Which is still better than Fleischmann's, but not by much.
not by
Oh
much.
God. So we also have a request from a listener to use some of her
Oh, do you
music. What do you
want me
have
to
the
finish
name?
my colon story, or just want to like just skip over that now?
Yeah, let's finish your Colin story before we plug her music because that's she's not gonna want anything to do with that.
Well, so they knocked me out. I was laying on my side, and I woke up with a truly porn star level amount of lube up my backside. And I'm like, they must have pumped a gallon in there. Because I mean, I was expecting my bunghole to be all chewed up like an old piece of bubble gum, but it was not. And the only issues I had was kind of like some stomach issues. So I don't know if
Yeah,
they pumped in some air or just poking around with their stuff. Because I asked her, how far up did they go? And the nurse is like, all the way up.
to
And
the
I'm like,
tonsils.
I was like, yeah, yeah, pretty much. I'm like, did it come up my stomach? Because the colon kind of like loops around your abdomen before it actually gets into your intestines. I had no idea the colon had so many like subsections.
Wow, I'm
But
learning things today.
yeah, other than that, I just stayed home yesterday. It was a little woozy. They tell you don't drive anywhere, don't sign any important documents, and don't drink anything other than water.
How was the
So
nap?
And
the nap during the surgery.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Oh,
looking for.
oh,
I'm
fucking
looking forward to
great.
the drugs, man.
I mean, they told me to take my CPAP machine with me, so I strapped that on. They pumped some stuff into me, knocked my ass right out.
Sweet. I'm
I
looking.
mean, I
See, I
was
have.
I was in and out of there in 2 hours and 10 minutes, and the procedure only took 15. It was mostly just waiting in the waiting room, waiting in the changing room on the cot because I was talking to the nurse. They do 70 of these things a day. I mean, they
That's
get you in and out.
that's a lot of digging. I mean, they go in there with
Yes.
extreme prejudice.
No, I mean, like I said, I didn't feel like my sphincter was chewed up like a piece of old bubble gum, so I nothing there. But all that extra lube, I'm like, God, my butt hasn't felt this good in a while. I'm like, I don't know if that's the
Yeah,
beginning of a fetish.
when I've been checked out before and they use some of that axle grease, I swear that stuff's made for the space program. But I mean, you wipe, they give you stuff to clean yourself up, but you wipe and you wipe and you wipe and you wipe, and you still walk out to the car feeling like squish squish squish. Like you can't tell
Well, it's the nice part. It's not Vaseline. It doesn't have any tactile kind of grip to it. It just your ass feels kind of slushy.
yeah, yeah, you can't tell if you crapped yourself or you're just kind of squishing around back there for a while.
Now I'm pretty sure that would be warmer and more unpleasant.
So you're saying this experience was pleasant.
Except for having to drink that horrible shit, it actually was not as bad as I've been told.
I've heard you can actually mix it with a whole crap load of Gatorade. That's supposed to work.
They don't say, well, my instructions were not to mix it with Gatorade. You could drink Gatorade along with it. You can either get a flavor pack. If you get a flavor pack, get two because one does not cover the whole fucking jug. Otherwise, get Crystal Light and pour that in there.
That I have.
Or one nurse said basically every time you mix up a glass to drink, just change up the flavors to kind of surprise your palate. Because trust me, by the second day of drinking that, because like 2 days out, you can only eat soft food. The day before, you can only have a liquid diet. And trust me, fat-free chicken broth barely tastes like chicken.
oh,
Interesting.
Yes, it actually tasted more like the cardboard box it came in.
Now, for those of you listening at home, the engineer has shifted in his chair multiple times watching this. How are you feeling?
oh, I'm feeling decent about it. I think the part that's going to suck the most is the prep for that. So,
I
You
think
got to take vacation days. You got to
I'm
take time off because trust
I'm,
me, you
I'm
don't
gonna
want to be
weigh
too far from the
myself.
bathroom in the middle of something important.
I'm
I'll just
actually
work
gonna
from home.
Yeah, you have that luxury.
I'm gonna weigh myself before and after.
Ooh,
I
good
thought I
idea.
would like lose like 10 pounds of crap, but apparently there wasn't that much floating around my colon to begin with.
So you're not as full of crap as we thought.
No, strangely enough, no. So I guess most of this gut is all fat. I just thought it was backed up colon, but no, it's just pork belly.
Now, I've always heard you actually have to get a prescription to get the prep stuff. Is that true?
Yes.
Yeah.
In
Because I
fact,
can't see anyone just going and getting it because they want to.
Oh, I got a funny little bit for you, just quick.
oh,
So there was two doctors having like a quiet conversation in my surgical area. And the one nurse, when she was just chatting me up, she's like, "Don't you hate it when people have like private conversations right in front of you?" I'm like, "Yeah." Like, why don't they just go in another room? And I'm like, "What are they talking about?" It's like, "Oh, it's probably in-house stuff." And she's like, they were talking about some patient that's a hypochondriac and has come in for 5 colonoscopies. And the department's trying to figure out the best way to,
Decline them?
yeah, or shift them someplace else.
Can't
And,
you send
because
them
it's
to a
obviously a
specialist?
tremendous waste of like time and resources, and there's nothing to be found up there.
Ugh. I mean,
If they're doing
Yeah, so
70 of them,
I get it if you have history in your family or something like that, but that's five, maybe
yeah, I'm not
three.
sure what the
Three?
time period was, but it must be enough for people to recognize you as a frequent flyer.
I've heard of getting a second opinion, but this is ridiculous. Oh.
Oh,
oh, that's a
Any
solid number two.
mm,
anyway, well, speaking of opinions, we have in the I got a Mofo notebook. This was a gift from a listener. Christmas. Yeah.
they sent you a Jesus notebook.
Well, it's the wife of a listener. Actually, it's what does it say on the front? Hold on. Oh, it says OMG. So, but
Okay.
it's the new mofo because the top secret notebook because the other one got coffee spilled all over it. But last week we started a Dear Mofo kind of ask oldish guys segment, questions that you would like to ask oldish dudes. And since TikTok's going away and some other places that I put questions up to, um, we didn't have time to get to all of them. So we're gonna do the rest of them today. We're probably gonna have to do them kind of fast because I got like 2 pages of them.
Let her
Believe it or not.
buck.
By the way, heads up, we're popular in Iran right now.
Oh, for the love of God.
Yeah, and we also still don't know who downloaded the Panty Watch episode 68 times in one day. So,
Oh, so close to one more.
engineer, did you hear
Yeah.
that the episode, the Panty Watch 2004?
No, I gotta download it. I'll see if I can't top this guy's record.
It's on the Facebook page. It
Nice.
involves an auction of Christina Aguilera's underwear. Anyway, I was thinking it was probably her lawyers listening to it to see if they could sue us yet, but I think 20
We
years.
have no money. We make no profit.
Yeah, we make dick off of this, but I think colonoscopy shirts could be flying out the door if we can come up with a good idea.
We've already got pictures.
Oh God, just just a big.
You're welcome, bitches. You're welcome.
Oh yeah, that fouled my stomach while I was having my morning coffee. Anyway, all right, you ready for the first question?
Do it.
Hit us.
When is a relationship over? Ooh,
Oh
long
God.
pauses.
When the
I
I was gonna
sex is
say,
over.
for me, it's when you find another dude's clothes in your house.
I guess it
Yeah.
depends. Do you live together or not live together?
I don't know. It
It,
wasn't that specific.
if you don't live together, when you start getting ghosted, then it's over. Or as the old Chris Rock joke goes, if you've never met any of his friends, you are not his girlfriend.
Oh,
Ooh.
wow.
I'd say,
So
yeah,
maybe
when the body count keeps going up and it's with your partner and you're just like, why does the body count keep going up on you?
When it's been a
but
really long time and she tells you she's knocked up, that would be another one, I would think.
oh,
Yeah. Anyway, next question. What's something that doesn't exist from your childhood that you think about occasionally? Bob Euchre.
Sour
one
Altoids.
Sour Altoids.
Yeah, they used to have a thing of them where they were called
Yeah,
sours,
the little
and they were
tins.
fucking amazing. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I used to buy them by the sleeve at Walmart, but I'm pre sour Altoids. I'm lemon heads, baby. Are those still around?
Yeah, I think I
Lemonheads,
had some a couple years ago.
Lemonheads, Johnny Appleseeds, music stores. I worked at a Sam Goody for 4 straight years during
Oh
high school.
yeah.
And the Sam Goody in my town is just a shell of itself in the mall. The frontage is still there, but there's a big hole in the front of it. How about you, Todd?
Fun,
Sleep.
Yeah,
joy.
sex,
Sleep without being
Yeah.
intoxicated.
I was kind of reminiscing about some old college days, and I'm like, I got to play with some really nice titties back then. Ah.
We need to leave you
Anyways,
alone for a little. Should I turn your camera up?
no, no, just it's not in the spank bank anymore. Like, the files have been so corrupted, I can't visualize them perfectly like I used to.
Need to defragment.
Now it's too late for that. I think the hard drive just crashed.
This ship has sailed. All
Doesn't
right,
matter.
next question. Oh, one thing I got to bring up that I noticed is holy fuck, take care of your teeth because I've seen people younger than me that have these jacked up looking teeth that I went to the dentist not that long ago and they're like, "Wow, you have really good teeth." And like surprisingly for all the hits to the head I have, I took none of them in the chops. Take care of your damn teeth. Good Lord.
Like the old gag in movies if somebody's gonna get into a fight, they're like, not in the face.
Yeah, yeah.
No,
Anyway,
you're
next
right. I've seen a lot of people like missing fucking teeth and they're not that old.
the worst
But
was
like I came out of my mom, her and her siblings have teeth like fucking badgers. They're all crooked. They got crowns. They got all kinds of shit. So we were little. My mom was just completely OCD about you brush your teeth every day, like twice a day. And we went to the dentist like twice a year and still do that. The
yeah.
dentist is like, damn, you got good teeth. I'm like, that's because my mom was psycho about brushing.
All right. Next one. Engineer, I'm going to you first before you fall asleep on us here because it looks like you might be a little tired
He's just
tonight.
checking his texts.
See,
you're
he
not
is
wrong.
younger. He's addicted to his phone. All right. The next question from the TikTok viewers is what's something you would tell your 20-year-old self?
Stay the fuck off ladders.
Yeah, that'd be a good one.
But
Yeah.
that's a good one. But seriously, basically, it doesn't really matter what other people think. Just fucking do it. Enjoy life.
That was mine actually, would be the people you think that are thinking about you aren't thinking about you nearly as much as you think they are. People don't care about what you're doing. They don't care about your social media, especially because it's all curated bullshit now. Like, live your life. You only get to do this once. Like, you only get to be 21 one time. Like, I had been working in a bar since I was 18. So on my 21st birthday, I was like, no, I'm not going out. And then we drank at home. I fell down a flight of stairs. Then we went out. Then I got kicked out of a bar. So, good
Nice.
day. What about you, Todd? Tell your 20-year-old self something.
Oh God. All the girls you were chasing after were a complete waste of time. Pay attention to the ones that want your attention.
Ooh, good one.
Because my buddy Andy T is always fond of reminding me of all the chicks that had the hots for me. I was completely oblivious to because I thought I was chasing something better, and I wasn't. Or occasionally, if you do catch up to him and you have a relationship with him, it's just like, wow, you are not the person I thought and hoped you would be.
Yeah, that's very true.
And more likely, like when you're 20 and a girl wants your attention, she will put out. So I didn't know that then, but I know that now.
Not to you, it's gonna be somebody else.
Skinny girls don't put out. The thicker ones, they will rock your fucking world. But I digress.
All right, we got another question. We just got this one from the TikTokers that are watching us right now. Um, would you ever send nudes?
Fuck no.
Nope, it is too risky. Nope. But always willing to take them.
Yeah, we'll accept
That's
your
what
nudes.
Polaroids are for. They can be destroyed if necessary. You have a physical copy that's not easily copied.
Oh,
I,
am I mailing you something?
I still have a Polaroid camera.
Okay.
Actually, what we used to do with our Polaroid was during our house parties, we'd make this really nasty Jaeger shot and take a photo right after somebody took the shot down, like you see all the people doing with Malort now, and these faces like,
Yeah.
yeah, and then we stapled all the pictures to one of the walls, right to the drywall.
That's funny. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Engineer, have you ever heard of a nudes gone bad story since you're an IT guy?
Yes, I have heard of it more than sometimes I've been brought in to clean them up. I have helped remove people from positions because of nudes sent on company equipment.
Dude, that's a whole fucking show right there. We're coming back to that someday.
Yeah, positions of people in positions, I assume.
Yes.
I mean, figure out how you can clean it up to keep it generic so you don't get sued. But yes, we need those stories. That's
Yeah,
good real life action right there
we can't
about
afford
naked people.
we can't afford good lawyers, but if there's a TikToker watching us that is one right now, we never know when we might need want to keep one on retainer.
Pro
I should be able to keep
bono.
this. I should be able to keep this very generic.
Cool.
Because I know people that you know have heard some of the episodes you've been on. So, yes, protect yourself. Me and Mikey got nothing to protect.
Hell
You actually
no.
have a career. Protect yourself.
My reputation can only go up from here at this point. That's
True.
why, like, if you
True.
want to steal my identity, go ahead. Like, you're just gonna get shot down for credit cards and loans and jobs and dates. Oh, I'm noticing on the camera, I've got a big ass zit in the middle of my head. Another 20-year-old self thing. You're still gonna get fucking zits.
I
Anyway,
can't see it on my end.
that's right there, right in the middle of my
Well,
goddamn
put your
foot.
fucking hat down. Jesus
Anyway,
Christ.
anyway, Todd, what would your last meal be if they came to you right now?
Oh, God. Probably a steak.
Yeah.
I mean, I could ask for something fancy like a beef Wellington, but the odds of actually having it done properly, not so much.
If it was in prison, you'd be surprised about like how many good cooks there are there. They get pretty
Well,
creative.
there's a lot of professional cooks and professional restaurants that learn their trade in the pokey.
Yep. Yeah, it's a job for the incarcerated, that's for sure. Engineer, last meal.
I'd have to say, if I'm going to do that, probably a huge chunk of prime rib, bloody as hell, paired with a very nice creamy horseradish. And fuck it, we'll throw good cheesy potatoes on the side to go for it.
All right.
I
Some
don't want to
cheesy
shit for
potatoes too.
days.
See, that's
Well,
the
you're gonna
thing.
die, so what does it matter?
Yeah, if they told me I was going to the chair, since they're putting a diaper on me anyway, and I know part of your death is evacuating yourself, I'm eating like a 5 gallon bucket of macaroni and cheese. Like I'm eating it till I can't swallow. Or if I was going to like the actual electric chair, it'd be like 10 pounds of unpopped popcorn. Or something, or like a whole shitload of Pez or something that would blow up. Pop rocks, that's what I was thinking.
Pop rocks. There you go.
That'd be good. I was thinking if you're going to do that, just get as much liquid in your body as possible. That way you're just more of a steaming effect when you
Yeah, you're
die.
braising yourself. Yeah.
All right, we're gonna move on. Next old guy question. Um, Todd, why do you like coffee?
It gives me hope and function. And occasionally I
Yeah,
drink good stuff because I've had a lot of shit coffee. Just
it's
like
the
cheeseburgers. At this point in my life, I've had more bad cheeseburgers than good ones.
it's a legal addiction. That's my answer.
That is part of the addiction thing. It's just like you don't drink it in the morning to perk yourself up. You drink it in the morning to restart your system because you desperately need it.
Yeah. Now, engineer, I see you're a Mountain Dew fan. Um, a brand that we probably shouldn't mention too many times because they would definitely sue us. But are you a coffee guy?
I am recently a coffee guy. Basically, about 6 months ago, my dentist told me to stop drinking Monster because I was literally going to be dentures by the time I turned 50. So
Yeah.
coffee is kind of my new go-to. Mountain Dew is even falling on the wayside.
You know what? If you're watching, knock it off with these energy drinks. Holy shit. Like some of them with 400 milligrams of caffeine, and you guys you see guys on videos bench pressing their cars, and good Lord.
Well, it's because it's
Yeah.
cheaper than cocaine.
Like energy drinks and Blue Chew are all I see ads for right now. So you like boner pills and yeah. Anyway, um, would you rather? Oh, engineer, would you rather have money or good health?
Good health in a heartbeat.
Well, yeah, because that's why I asked you is because you took a swan dive off a ladder.
Yeah. As long as I'm able to comfortably pay my bills, I could care less about the things in life. I'd rather, live, have more of experiences.
I fear being taken care of in a shitty nursing home because that's probably where my broke ass is going to end up. How about you, Todd?
I'd say the good health because if you have bad health, it will eat up all your money.
Ooh, that's a thinker right there.
Oh, I mean, you hear all the stories about people having to declare bankruptcy because of medical shit, because the fucking insurance companies would rather make profit than help people. So, yeah, take care of your health because nobody else will.
Next
There's ways
question.
around that. You just kill a CEO off every now and then, and
Oh,
Oh, we do not endorse the opinions of anyway. All right, now, Todd, what's your love language?
my love language?
I don't know. It's a question we got. What's your love language?
oh
Um,
God, do I have to explain this to you too?
I'd say if I'm interpreting this correctly, the things you say and do to express it, as opposed to just saying "I love you." Because I've told that to like little waitresses. I'm like, a man, a boy will tell you he loves you, but a man will show you that he loves you. He'll remember shit that's important and take care of stuff. A boy's like, I love you. Can you get me a beer out of the fridge? But for me personally, I guess it's cooking.
Asking,
I'd
saying,
say I'd
saying it with
say me cooking dinner for ladies has got me a tremendous amount of play back in the day.
doing stuff without conditions is kind of what you're saying.
Well, it's just you do something that you think is meaningful for somebody else, and hopefully they think it's meaningful. And if I ever told you like my worst blue ball story ever,
I think we covered it.
that was the trip to the Twin Cities.
Go ahead quickly.
All right. So back in the mid 2000s, when everybody was instant messaging everybody, you just instant message somebody you knew in passing because it was fun to do. Ended up chatting with like somebody I knew from college from years before, and just chatting back and forth. And I was talking about like cooking stuff, and she's like, "Oh my God, I put out for food," and I'm like, interesting. So we kind of floated back and forth, and we planned a trip where I would come up and I'd stay overnight and make her a meal. And I brought some bottles of wine with. This is before I was in the wine industry. This is still back at the radio station, but after you left. And so I get up there and I bring stuff in. We're sitting on the couch watching TV, and she just jumps on me. We're making out on the couch. Clothes are coming off. She grabs my hand, takes me back to her bedroom. All the clothes come off. I go up to my pants to get a condom out, and she's like, "Stop! I can't do this." And I'm like, She's like, I just can't do this. I just fall in love too quick. I can't do this." And I'm like, "Okay." So I put my clothes back
Oh
on, went in
no.
the kitchen, started making dinner because I promised her that. Then we sat and watched TV awkwardly. Then I was sleeping on the couch. She's like, "No, you can sleep in my bed." And I'm like, I don't know. She's like, "No, no, you can just come. You can sleep in here. It's more comfortable." I'm like, all right. So I slept in her bed next to her. Nothing happening. Pretty much just completely soul crushed. And then I packed up my stuff for the morning and drove home.
You had the most angry wank ever after that, didn't you?
No, no, but in hindsight, I should have just asked for a hand job or something. But I was just so fucking
Devastated.
crushed. I mean, I was literally to the
Oh,
point of putting the condom on. She's like, "No, stop." And I'm like, "What the fuck? You asked me up here. I drove all the way up here." And I'm like, "You say no?" No's fine. All right.
Yes,
Then I
consent
never
is
talked to her again after that. I just like I you did that to me. I don't know what else there is to talk about. I'm not coming back up there ever again. And then years went by and I see she got married, had a couple kids and blah blah blah. But it's just like that was the worst case of blue balls and the that's all I can say is about being a nice guy is pretty much just guaranteed blue balls.
all right. Now this
All right.
question came across when we first started, and I'm not sure who to ask it to, or if it's actually serious. But I'm gonna go to the engineer. Fuck it. All right. Um, from the TikTokers, since we're doing advice, have you ever wondered if you were gay? You ever
Uh,
considered it? I guess. Have you ever been like,
well, $20 is $20.
I
Oh my
mean,
God, dude.
I don't know that I've ever been in like a locker room and been like, damn, look at that. But I mean, there are some good looking dudes out there.
I'll
But I
agree with
mean,
that. There's some guys that are definitely
Well,
handsome, and
yeah.
I think most women basically, I think every woman is pretty much bi to some extent.
I think it's easier to say that now to be like, hey, that's a good looking dude. Like, I don't know if you watch Law and Order or not, but there's one of the prosecutors that has such good hair that that's all I can look at. Greasy, I'm talking to you. Anyway, what about you, Todd? Ever had that little tingle in the back of your skull?
No, you're right. I mean, I can appreciate, okay, that's a good looking dude as much as it could be like, that's a nice looking car or
The
that's a nice
jealousy?
looking steak. But I've got no desire to cross swords with him or check colons with him. I'm much more interested in titties and vajayjay. Because
There
as
you
I
go.
said before in this show, I've done some stupid shit to get my hands on some nice titties. Not recently, obviously, but in the past.
Uh, anyway, yeah, I don't know, and I think maybe part of it is because guy parts just you're not. I don't like looking at them. I don't even like looking at mine. I just like knowing it's there. I mean, I give it the quick checkup every now and then, but I'm not staring at it. All
Take the
right,
dog for a walk. I got you.
going back to Todd. What's your biggest fear? You got to go quick.
God, I don't know. Being homeless.
Ooh, yeah, that's realistic. What about you, engineer? Besides ladders,
Well, it correlates a little bit. Early death. I want to, live a long, full life.
I don't know that death scares me all that much, just because I've been close enough a couple of times where it's almost been a relief. I've been like, oh, thank God, all this shit's over. But biggest fear would be getting a phone call or something like that that somebody is gonna pass and there's nothing I can do about that.
As I say,
That's
you've already realized your worst fear. Bob Euchre just died.
yeah. I'm wearing the Yucca shirt and the hat today. But all right, we got time for. I think we got time for one.
Got 2 minutes change left.
All right, engineer. When did you know you were starting to become your parents?
Uh, I think it's the number of times people recognize me, who I haven't seen in 20 years. Like, oh yeah, I remember you because you look just like your dad now.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, I get that an insane amount of times.
Really.
Yeah.
So I get it, and I'm like, fuck you. I got all kinds of hair. I'm not huge, but thanks. I don't know. Or you sound like him. I get that too sometimes. What about you, Todd? When did you know you were becoming your old man?
Oh, probably in my 40s when I started, developing my angry old man attitude about shit. I'm like, I'd say something. I'm like, why is my dad coming out of my mouth right now? This is not the response I should be giving or want to be giving. How is this old man's vitriol coming out of my mouth?
I got it. I got it. My thought after the story about your dad carrying around the picture of your mom topless that you found in
Huh.
his wallet was when you started carrying around a picture of your mom topless.
Oh, you're so fucked up, Mikey. You're so fucked up.
That's payback for sin.
Oh, you're a dark, disturbing man that you've actually put thought into that whole
laughing at
concept.
laughing at my own jokes. But yeah.
Oh,
Anyway, that's
Christ.
payback for first thing in the morning. Todd sending me his colonoscopy pictures. So to wrap up
Not
today,
all of them, just a couple clean ones.
yeah, they were clean. You were looked like stainless steel up in there.
Anyway, 60 seconds, parting shots.
All right, what have we learned today? Quickly, engineer.
I'd say that we've learned to live a long, full life. And Mikey, when you have your colonoscopy, pop a Viagra beforehand.
Will do, and I'm gonna live stream it. Todd, what have you learned? Quickly.
Jack shit like usual.